नमस्कार फिर पैसा बोलता है फिर आपका स्वागत है वेलकम बैक टू पैसा बोलता है टुडे आई एम माय ब्रदर विनोद Srinivasan with me. We did a hot takes videos once, and so many of you it seems have asked for it. So Vinod is ready with the economic times and he wants to quiz me again.
Yes, that's the point. I didn't say everyone was asking for it. I enjoy putting you in the hot seat, as they say. Remember, we used to watch that quiz show, Mastermind,
Yes.
and we used to play with mom also.
Yes.
Yeah, so it reminds me of those good old days. Because your general knowledge is too much, man. I can't compete with it. So I just try and now then prod and see if I can
I've
at
lost
least
touch.
if I can at least get a little bit okay. IT hardware import surge in August after licensing order. What do you think about this, Anand? Companies
It is expected only, no? Because from November, we have somebody got up on the left hand side of the bed instead of the right hand side of the bed and decided to say that if you wanted to import hardware, you need a license. That means costs are going to go up. So people are stocking up in August, September, and October, and this is going to hurt our trade balance.
Correct, but I thought the whole point of this was to reduce our dollar spend.
It will
But
never
this
happen.
is encouraging people to throw
It
more
will
dollars.
never, it will never happen. It is going back before 1991, and it will really create further problems. If you can do protectionism, the others can do it better than you. In fact, Joe Biden is supposed to talk to Mr. Modi about rolling this back. And already first they announced a bracket ban, and then everybody on that same day Geo was launched. So everybody said 2 plus 2 is 4, and so they immediately said we'll roll it up to November. And come November, it may definitely you will see maybe they'll give you an extension because you can charge customs duty. But even if you do customs duty, there'll be smuggling.
True.
And here also there will be a lot of smuggling happening. So going like gold is being most of India's 1/3 of India's gold is smuggled. Similarly, there will be also smuggling in hardware. Burma Bazaar had no work for 25 years in the Madras.
Correct.
And now they are shut down and they are doing black VCDs.
Correct.
Even after steaming, they had to stop that.
Correct.
Now what is going to happen is poor chaps, they had to get some business. So the government and madam is giving them business.
Madam must be having some real estate there, I guess.
Yes.
Look to exports. AI products from NVIDIA India arm. The CEO of NVIDIA had come. The founder, Jensen, was there in Bangalore, and he had a company meet, and he had met some IIS and IT researchers, and he's saying they're looking to export AI products from in the Indian arm, and they're planning to expand their workforce in India and focus on upskilling. What do you think about this?
See, they are looking for cheap talent. There's no doubt that Indian engineers are very talented, and Indian Institute of Science is one of the very few in the top 50.
Correct.
So they are trying to bring in talent, maybe do chip design or some design work here, and the NVIDIA worldwide will buy it back. So the export means actually if NVIDIA uses this as a base and builds other countries, that means NVIDIA is making chips. So if it is going and making chips for AI, so if they are going to make a chip factory here and export chips, it makes sense. What they are most likely do is set up a captive arm here for chip design and write some software code.
Unilever to focus on volumes. Price cuts as small players get aggressive. Unilever said India is seeing a lot of aggression from small players after raw material prices cooled off, forcing them to focus on volumes. What do you think about this?
See, for the last 1 year, there has been shrinkflation. They have been reducing the size of the
product, yes.
And keeping
recently, even ITC got pulled up in consumer court for one biscuit being missing.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, so they are reducing the price, keeping the price and reducing the quantity. In some cases, they said we are going for premiumization. So what happened is the price rise meant that revenues went up by 8-9%, and volumes were declining. So people, instead of using surf, and we were using local alternatives because local alternatives were cheap. And once people get used to a brand and the local alternate is good, there is no reason for them to come back to Unilever. So Unilever is trying to protect its market share by cutting prices in the hope that volumes will go back up. And also, rural demand is going to be a tough task. As Nestle and ITC MD said, the monsoon has failed and therefore demand will contract. So Unilever is trying to protect its market. Already they have vacated the wheat market. Annapurna Atta, they couldn't take competition from ITC and they had to vacate that space. So they are trying to protect their core market.
What do you think about this? Justin Wolfers, a professor from public policy and economics in University of Michigan, has come out saying India is taking millions of its people out of extreme poverty now. This will help reduce global economic inequality.
It's I don't agree with him because all the indicators are showing between 2015 or 2015 onwards, we have pushed more people into poverty than
Correct.
actually taking out of poverty. And it is not only because of government. COVID, we did not give a direct cash transfer like others did. We were reluctant to do a direct cash transfer. Lot of small and medium enterprises have shut down. And more people have gone from lower middle class to poor than extreme poor to poor. Yes.
Building blocks in place. Viacom 18 will hopefully build a profitable sports business. BCCI media rights acquisition bolsters sports business, says Viacom 18 Sports Chief Executive. What do you think about this?
See, this is a very sad case in the sense that this is one place where the two A's had not entered. Now, the two A's entered this now. And you saw the quality of how World Cup was shown. I didn't follow the World Cup. You followed the World Cup.
Yes, it was terrible.
And you said it was terrible in geo color. And you have been following since 1986 when you were 11 years old.
Correct.
So you remember from there you have been following in Saudi.
Correct.
And I remember you telling me this was the worst coverage possible.
Yes, terrible.
Terrible. And now what has happened is IPL is also going to be covered by them.
Yes.
And now what has happened is all the India rights have gone to them.
Correct.
And yesterday what happened is they had created a India Soccer League of which 65% is owned by Reliance.
Yes.
35% is owned by Disney Sports.
Correct.
The rights came up yesterday and both for next 2 years the rights at base price has gone to Reliance. So basically now what is happening is neither Sony Z nor Disney Hotstar is allowed to bid for any interesting matches.
Yeah.
All the cricket has gone to Viacom 18. It sucks. Coverage sucks according to you. And people told me that the Asia Cup coverage was not great either. So it is a very sad thing where we are now moving to everything is being decided. One or two or three top businesses houses get everything. Yeah.
What about this? Concern is regulators have clarified that a senior management official is an registered FPI or a key official in any entity which controls or owns the FPI may be named SMO. SEBI simplifies the rule to pick key fund official in relief for FPIs.
What it says is if a foreign portfolio investor loses its fund manager, the rules to pick his successor or a relief person is being made simplified. But it is very clear in the case of Adani now, after Financial Times and Guardian have said, SEBI was watching the other side.
Yes.
While FPI owned by Adani himself was cornering stocks. That's what the
article
FT and Guardian says.
Yes.
And ORCCP says.
Yes.
And the Director of Revenue Intelligence, DRI, which is the foremost investigating body in India, had written to SEBI in 2015, pointing this out.
Correct.
SEBI did nothing. And the SEBI chairman is today sitting on a board of an Adani company and says, I don't remember a case in 2015. So please go ask the new person. And SEBI, so much has come out on Adani, and SEBI is still silent. So, if you have powers to be, regulation doesn't matter.
Correct. Wall Street falls on rate jitters, and Apple drops amid concern over China curbs.
Okay. What China has done is, it has banned use of Apple iPhones in government office.
Tit for tat.
Tit for tat. So, that has wiped out Apple's $200 billion or $300 billion.
Correct.
And now it is very clear that the Fed will pass this time, but another rate hike is definitely on the cards, which is what I have been saying for some time, that a rate hike is on the cards. And so this markets were now jittery that inflation is not coming down at the pace
It's
expected to come down. But the Indian market is sanguine. Yesterday it went up by 120 points. I don't know what is happening.
SBI plans to raise $750 million overseas through bond sale. What do you think about this?
They are perpetually short of capital.
Mm.
That is because the government is not letting go.
Mm.
And if the government lets go and reduces its stake, it can raise equity capital.
Correct.
But since the government wants to retain 50%, if you ask for a rights issue, the government has to contribute, and the government does not have money.
Correct.
So they are raising money abroad. But when tier 2 bonds are issued in India, if you issue it for 10 lakhs or 1 lakhs, you'll have a lot of retail participation. Unfortunately, now we are saying it's only 1 crore per a bond in a bank, which is ludicrous.
Rupee closes at another new low of 83.21. Rising crude prices hit local units.
I've been talking about this in my sister's channel for a long time.
Yes.
And the rupee will decline.
Correct.
I expect the decline to continue because the yuan will decline against the dollar. And when yuan declines, your trade deficit is going with China. In the last 5 months, your trade deficit with China has gone up even further. So basically, you are not able to curb the trade deficit. So a cheaper yuan will mean greater imports from China, and you will import inflation.
Correct.
So the rupee also has to fall, and is falling.
Some investors may oppose ICI's bid to delist broking arm.
Yes, this is because ICICI has bought it very cheap, and it listed at, say, at a premium at 30 times earnings, right? And today they want to buy back at 15 times earnings. So the valuation metrics is not good, and they have owned more than 75% of the company.
Correct.
And so they are now threatening that they want to swallow it fully back. The investors are looking for a special price.
Correct.
In anticipation of that, they pushed the price up. Now that ICICI has said no, they are now very upset and they are trying to oppose the buyback.
And let's end with gold. Gold gains as US bond yields tick lower.
Yes, so both are conflicting news. Yield curve should have gone up when
Correct.
with Wall Street fearing rate hikes. But I don't think gold will move really up till the point that America begins to cut rates.
Correct.
And that is some time away. So gold will either consolidate here or decline lower.
Great. So that has been our Anand's hot takes for the day today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of this, please do let us know below, and we will try and do more of these.
Thank you, and thank you for supporting पैसा बोलता है. आप इस पॉडकास्ट में उपस्थित हुए, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ. धन्यवाद. नमस्कार. जय हिंद. ये चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिए, वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए और बेल नोटिफिकेशन भी दबाएं. अगर आपने ये सब काम कर दिया तो आप इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्त और रिश्तेदार के पास भेजें और उनको देखने के लिए आग्रह करें. धन्यवाद. नमस्कार. फिर पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है. मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन. हमने बेंगलुरु की इवेंट के बाद इवेंट सऊदी अरेबिया में होल्ड करने की डिसीजन ले ली है. सो 22 सितंबर को हम रियाद में एक इवेंट कर रहे हैं और 29 सितंबर को हम जिद्दा में मिल रहे हैं. जो भी मुझे मिलने चाहते हैं तो और सऊदी में रहते हैं उनको रियाद में 22 सितंबर और जिद्दा में 29 सितंबर मिलेंगे. जो मुझे मिलने की इच्छुक हैं वो नीचे दिए गए ईमेल आईडी में मेल भेज सकते हैं और व्हाट्सएप नंबर से हमें संपर्क कर सकते हैं. धन्यवाद. नमस्कार. जय हिंद.